Hey everyone, my name is UtkarshVaidya and I'm going to be doing a weekend review for Management 3078 with Professor Nizafat Mahdi. So since I'm a computer science major, I really wanted to cover some technical stories that have had an impact on financial markets over the past week. So the week I'm going to be covering is Sunday the 25th of November through Saturday the 1st of December. And let's get to the stories. So the first story I want to cover is a sharp drop in stock prices for the company Research in Motion on Tuesday, the 27th of November. So you might know Research in Motion by the fact that they actually make your BlackBerry smartphone. So this is the company behind the BlackBerry product. And they recently announced that they were going to come out with the BlackBerry 10 operating system on January 30th, which basically saw a sharp rise in stock prices since investors were extremely bullish on this company's stocks. However, what happened is Morgan Stanley came out with a report today, an assessment that basically said that market share for BlackBerry significantly dropped in favor of Apple, which has been a continuous trend. Over the past few years, BlackBerry has been consistently losing market share to Apple products, and this trend was seemingly about to be halted or reversed due to this announcement of them putting out a new operating system, but that didn't actually materialize, and the trend kept continuing, which led to an extremely bearish report by Morgan Stanley, which basically said that the fact that they released this new operating system isn't really going to change investor enthusiasm about investing in this stock, which resulted in a sharp drop in trading on Tuesday, which saw the price go from a day's high of $12 to end at $11.20 at the end of the day's trading. So my second story is actually Ericsson, the telecom company, filed a lawsuit against Samsung for patent infringement. Now, these two companies have been in a licensing agreement for their telecommunication services, which Ericsson provides to Samsung since 2001. And both these parties were actively trying to extend the deal, which was extended once in 2007, but was up for renewal again in the past week. But Samsung refused to renew the agreement based on fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory terms, which are also known as FRAND terms. So basically what this means is if you have technology that you license from another company that is a direct competitor with you in the market, you are not really, you're not legally obligated to actually license technology from them if you can develop your own technology. Whereas Ericsson is arguing that they infringe on a lot of these patents that Ericsson was providing for them with their telecom technology. And what's interesting is that as some of you might remember, Samsung actually lost a lawsuit against Apple in August this year, and that saw a significant drop in stock prices for Samsung and saw a rise in prices for Apple. So it's going to be interesting to see how this filing of the lawsuit from Ericsson on Samsung affects stock prices for both these companies, since the smartphone market in general is pretty volatile, as the first story suggested. It's going to be extremely interesting to see how in the future this verdict, as well as the case, affects stock prices in the global market. So for my third story, I want to cover the fact that Microsoft actually just announced that it sold 40 million licenses for its new operating system, Windows 8. And this matches the early pace of Windows 7. So when Windows 7 was released, it was very similar. It posted extremely similar numbers within a month as Windows 8 has. And some of the reasons for this successful launch, which Microsoft is considering to be extremely successful, considering this OS is mainly designed for operating system, OS is mainly designed for tablet PCs and not really PCs in general. The reason this has been so successful is that they launched it October 26th, which was really right before the holiday season, and they were offering massive discounts to people to actually upgrade to Windows 8. For example, they offered this promotional offer where they would upgrade your OS from Windows 7 to Windows 8 for only $15 if you had a PC that currently ran Windows 7, Windows Vista, or Windows XP, or you just bought a PC that ran Windows 7. And this is the reason that a lot of people jumped on the Windows 8 bandwagon. Also, Microsoft, as some of you might know, just announced its own tablet, the Surface. And this is extremely integrated with the Windows 8 operating system. So there's been a lot of buzz about the tablet. It's been circulated in limited quantities at certain stores only and on Microsoft's website, so it has limited circulation, but there's been a lot of positive buzz about the tablet, which has also led to an increase in sales since Microsoft is really integrating Windows 8 and the Surface tablet very closely together. So on the whole, Microsoft has had some problems launching new operating systems since the legacy operating systems are still widespread in the market, that it's really difficult for people to upgrade to a new operating system. But Windows 8 doesn't really seem to be running into some of the problems that were anticipated by people when it was first announced. So for my final story, I wanted to cover this legal allegation by the company Hewlett-Packard, which most of you might know as HP, with this acquisition that they just had a few years ago called Autonomy. So basically this company Autonomy deals with big data, data mining, business intelligence in general. So what HP basically said was that Autonomy CEO Mike Lynch was engaged in a fraudulent company. So what they're saying is there was massive amounts of fraud within the company, and they were underplaying the profits by a huge margin. So HP CEO Meg Whitman actually valued the company at $8.8 billion last week, $5 billion of which is counted to fraud. So they actually said, HP actually said that profit margins for Autonomy are around 40%. Whereas on the books it actually shows as 20%. So this is a pretty significant allegation against the CEO of Autonomy, Mike Lynch. Mike Lynch, on his part, completely denied any allegations of fraud and came down strongly on HP, saying that it's completely unfounded accusations and that there's no truth to the accusations. Whereas HP is really sticking to its guns and saying that these allegations are actually correct and the valuation that they put out on the market last week is accurate. So that pretty much wraps up the week in review, since I covered these 4 tech stories that had an impact on the finance market in the past week. So hopefully you guys actually found out something new within this video, and hopefully I covered some topics that you found interesting. Thank you.